Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Welcome back to The Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Oh my goodness, to the audience. Thank you. I love your laughter. I love the joy. I'm so grateful for you. Before we get to you, studio audience, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Episode 37. Goodness gracious. Passion, living your why. What a great title. I wonder who made it up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning on The Patty Show today. I just want to thank my previous guest as well, Cassie. Shout out to her. You know, she's my manager, producer, multi-talented Texas filmmaker. She does it all. You know, shout out to Nifty bringing us together. Really fun episode. I only knew her for like a couple of weeks before we recorded the podcast episode. So, you know, it's a blessing to meet new people and just have a good time. So I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for my guest today. Speaking of knowing people for some time, I've known my guest for quite a while. It has been a while. Guest to my right, left from whatever angle you're looking at. Joining me is a travel nurse that lives the travel lifestyle, of course. You know, shout out Chase. Stop playing. Sponsor.
Chase Sapphire.
Yeah, sponsor the Patty Show. Please. Thank you, nurse. She always brought the party, you know, whether it was at Fairfield, Connecticut, Boston, Massachusetts, of course, hometown New Haven, Connecticut, or even LA, where we are right now. She always gave support from day one. She is truly a real one. Give it up for Zaira Ramirez. Woo!
Thank you so much,
Welcome to the Patty. Thank you for coming.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so grateful.
Such an honor.
Thank you so much. That was a quick little intro, but could you give everyone a quick little intro for yourself? You know, hobbies, passions, where you're originally from, and like, you know, all that good stuff, and of course how we met.
For sure. I'm 26. My name is Zaira. I am originally from New Haven, Connecticut, where you're from Bridgeport.
Yeah,
you're from Bridgeport. But we met freshman year in college.
Yes.
Prepare for you. Go Stags.
Go Stags.
Go Stags.
Oh God, time has gone by. It's actually my 5-year reunion coming up. Did you know that?
Are you going?
Probably not. I don't have enough Chase points. Come on, Chase. Sponsor the Patty Show.
We need those free flights.
We need those free flights. Catch flights, not feelings. You know? We're gonna have to talk about that. But I'm tempted, but it's literally the weekend of my birthday, and I'm like, would I rather be in Fairfield or Bahamas? I don't know.
Ooh,
teaser. I don't know. I'm trying to pick a destination. Hawaii, maybe? Recommend?
Just a 5-hour flight. LAX.
See, this is the devil on my shoulder. Travel nurse right here. But yeah, we met in Fairfield. Okay.
Freshman year.
Okay.
I was a commuter. I commuted all 4 years, and you were my RA for.
So I'm my student leader for the commuter students.
Correct. Bringing the community together.
Yes, of course. Now that was a interesting moment.
But you did a good job at your role. You did a good job. You always made everyone feel very inclusive. So we met freshman year in college, and then we just kind of like, you know, we created a little group. We were part of a dance
crew. My God, I almost forgot about that. Shout out. Yeah.
What else? But yeah, I am, like you mentioned, I'm a travel nurse. Again, originally from New Haven, Connecticut, and then I moved up to Boston. I lived in Boston for almost like 2 years.
Yeah, you were there for a while,
actually. Yeah, I lived in Boston for almost 2 years. Love Boston.
She misses Boston.
I miss Boston so much. I literally just went back last month.
Oh, nice. For what? Just to see
for
people?
Easter weekend.
Oh, Easter weekend.
Easter weekend, I went home. And I was Boston Marathon weekend, best weekend in the city, because like the whole
a runner on here. She got back into it. Ooh.
No, literally. What else? And then I moved to LA a little bit over a year ago. I moved out here April 24th last year, and I've been here I do go home for holidays. I do go home and live with my parents for like a month or two out of the 12 months. And a little bit of like hobbies, like you mentioned, running.
Okay, runner.
I've been running like since high school. I've done like cross country and track. So I feel like running has been part of me for like a while now, but I kind of fall in and out of love with running because running is really hard on your joints.
Yeah, honestly, it's really hard. I don't know how you do it. We had a run one time. You remember when you?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I literally moved here and like I had no friends. So I was like, Patty, LA, hello.
I'm dead.
So I think I sent you like a really nice like trail that I found online.
Oh yeah. Where was it at? It was at
Hollywood Reservoir.
Hollywood Reservoir. Also sponsored the Patty Show because y'all, it's a really good trail, but y'all running is tough.
It's really hard.
Trying to catch up with this. You did cross country, is it?
I did cross country.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, this is not." I'm like, "Damn, I'm dying out here."
It's like a literally 3 mile. It's so nice. The shade. It's really pretty. Mm-hmm. Like you see the views. You see this Hollywood sign from absolutely. A distance. What else? So I've been falling in and out of love from running because again, it's really hard for my joints. And the older we're getting not getting any younger. So we got to take care of ourselves mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
I ran last year a half marathon,
right?
in Santa Barbara.
Tell me about that experience with the half marathon. How would you like approach it again, for example?
Well, I'm actually running one here in LA in June with Nike.
Full?
No, a half.
Shout out Nike, sponsor Nike Show too.
Nike LA.
Oh my goodness, when is that?
June 7th. It ends at the SoFi Stadium with a concert with Doechii. So that is something I'm really looking forward to.
That's awesome.
Something I'm really training because we're May, early May.
Yeah, early May right now. So early, like a month, right?
I have exactly like a month. I have a lot going on this month. I'm like going to Vegas next weekend, and I'm like trying to prepare and do better, obviously, than my last half marathon. But I honestly do feel more prepared because, like in LA, there's a lot of run clubs.
Oh, there's so many.
There's so many run clubs.
Every neighborhood has one. Shout out to Koreatown Run Club. I love them over there. There's literally so many. You can literally walk a couple blocks and there's every day.
Every day, if you feel unmotivated to go run, just there's a run club every day in LA.
And I think that's the beauty of it too. The community of people accepting whether you run slow, fast, whatever it is. It's the beauty of it, honestly.
It's so welcoming. I mean, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because I'm going actually tomorrow for sunset. It's going to be really nice at Venice, the Venice Run Club. Nice. Shout out to them. I'm going tomorrow. It's 4.5 miles by the beach, sunset, beautiful boardwalk. And again, it's actually Venice is huge. This run club has hundreds of people, and it can be a little intimidating when I went in for the first time by myself.
It looks like a cult sometimes. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know.
I'm I don't know anyone. You kind of just go there and I just talking to people. You're hey, Saturdays they do longer runs, so they have options. They do 6 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles, depending on what you're training, or is it just fun?
And your difficulty.
Yeah. So and then I'm hey, you just kind of turn around. People are very welcoming. It's an environment. Usually people don't wear headphones because, again, it's a social thing. So you're running around and you're talking to your person next to you.
There we go.
I love it. So again, that is something I am prioritizing right now. It's running. I do weight train still.
Of course, strong one over here. Shout out to her. Staying consistent.
Consistent. Yes.
That's the main thing. Consistent.
And it's hard.
Especially with a nurse schedule. You told me. What did you tell me today you were doing? It was you woke up at 8. You said.
I worked last night.
Yeah, she worked last night. Well, yeah, walk me through the schedule the past 24 hours.
So I worked last night. And then I got home at 8 from work. 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning, guys. You gotta breakfast that, yeah.
So I showered, had breakfast, went to sleep. I slept till 2. So that's maybe 4 or 5 hours. Wow. Not enough. And then I went, worked out, and then got home, shower, had a little snack, and then I'm here.
And she's here on the Patty Show. And this is my flowers section right here. Flowers. We don't have sound effects yet. Chase, stop playing. Capital One, all of the banks. Just give the money.
We need the points.
We need the points.
We need those flights. Those free flights
everywhere. You know what I'm saying? My flowers to you. This girl is busy. Literally, if you look at her schedule, you don't want to look at it. I'm
Same goes to you. You're also you're up at the crack of dawn.
Girl, I appreciate you too. But it's when you hang out with people that are also busy, it's easy to stay motivated. Because girl, flowers to you. Even though you're busy, I'm busy. We find time to connect.
And we're here today.
Yeah, literally here. And then also for anything really. Even when you were living in New Haven, sometimes I'll be, hey, I'm in town. Okay, let's do something tonight. Let's do something. It's not fake. Shout out to all the fake friends out there because we know who you are. No shade. We love you. But it's you've always been a real one, girl, from day one. From what year did we meet again? 2017.
2017.
That's crazy. That's 8. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what? The crazy thing about iPhone though, They always have like those flashback memories.
I still get some of those pictures in the commuter lounge.
I know.
With like events.
Yeah, us doing the, what's it called? What's that one? Red Sea Madness. You remember?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, that was a crazy time.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you. Shout out T-Pain.
T-Pain.
You got me bugging that day. If you have the video, please delete it. That's not me.
Discard.
That's not me at all, Mom. I love you. Please don't watch the video. But no, all those events, bro, you always supported too from all the different things. We had so much great.
And the fact that like life brought us back together. Yeah. Right now we're here living in LA. Like it's, who would have thought?
Yeah, it's truly a blessing because like who would have thought like the first time we met, like I don't know,
in Fairfield, Connecticut, out of everywhere,
the randomest place, and like from diverse backgrounds, you know, Chinese, Indonesian, full Mexican,
yes,
full Mexican, and proud, and also big. Cute little small family you got there. Okay, you got 2 siblings.
I have 2 siblings. I have my sister, and my brother. I'm the oldest. So yeah, like they're both at UConn right now. So I'm the only one out here in LA, just like you. But you do have your brother.
Yes, yeah. I have a lot of siblings. They're everywhere. Shout out to brother Julian. He's graduating. Yeah, like I was telling you, I gotta fly there real quick and then boop out back and forth. But thanks to Chase. They hooked me up, okay? So Chase hooked up the Patty Show, stop playing. Oh my God.
LAX,
all of it. That's my favorite letters right there. Yeah, LAX is terrible. The airport, oh my God.
The traffic.
The traffic is so
Uber
bad. The Uber is nice though.
The Uber to pay from.
Oh yes. I'm testing out something though, because I'm flying Thursday night, coming back Saturday night. I'm parking near LAX, so I'm gonna test it out. $50 for a couple nights, not bad. Yeah. It's the same price as an Uber back, so I'm like,
no, literally, so
yeah. I would say it's good.
It's almost $100 from North Hollywood, from where I live.
Oh yeah, because you're even. Oh yeah, that's great. You should fly from Burbank then.
I'm flying from Burbank when I go back home in July.
You go. Burbank is a nice airport. It's so quick, girl. It's like
I fly out there and
it's so quiet. It's so quiet, and
but
also
it's cheaper. The flights are cheaper for that.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Right? It's so hard. There's so many.
But like, it's all kind of close. But then the traffic just makes it so much
that's the thing. So
away.
yeah, I'm testing out this. I think Spot Hero. I think that's the app. Sponsor Patty Show too. But it's like you can park at a hotel near the.
Oh, and they have like a shuttle.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll do that, you know. And it's like walking distance too. So Loki, I might even. Well, I don't know about that.
No, you don't want to walk around the streets in LA.
Yeah.
Not after sunset.
Oh yeah, we love LA, but you know, y'all trip.
Especially as a woman, I'm like, you will not catch me outside.
Yeah, how do you deal with all that craziness though? Because you're independent woman, single, independent woman. She don't need no man. Solo traveling too. A lot of it solo traveling. Yes. How do you have any advice for the women out there that are doing that, or people that identify as women, or all that stuff for solo traveling specifically?
I think you gotta embrace it. You gotta embrace to kind of enjoy your own company. That's like a big thing. I feel like the older we get, the more we understand of like what we really enjoy and like what we feel comfortable in, and like obviously just kind of some common sense, like looking at our surroundings, making sure we're not out too late, like walking out in the streets. I always carry some pepper spray if I'm out there. Oh my God. We gotta, you never know.
Right there, pepper spray.
Pepper spray. But yeah, just kind of being aware of your surroundings, knowing where you're going, and again, like having friends around the area who have your location. If you just don't feel like you're comfortable, obviously you can just be like, you know what, I think, if there's always signs. If you're not comfortable, it's like, okay, this is, if I feel some type of way, it's like maybe it's not safe. Like maybe I should get it. Yeah, like maybe I should go. So like there's always cues, but again, I feel like just embracing it, enjoying your own company. And honestly, it's not bad. You get to do what you want at your own time, and it's like the best thing.
That's honestly one of the best things too, because you've done group trips, right? Yeah. You know how we love our people. You know, group trips can be fun, but it's
the bigger the group is,
the harder it is. Y'all, it's like one of the hard, and it's tough, especially because it's people you love. Usually, you go, unless you go a group trip with random people, but sometimes that can be good too. I guess it depends. Yeah. But having so many different heads and like minds going
and creating an itinerary that everyone agrees to.
Impossible.
And like obviously there's night owls, there's early risers, and then there's just like trying to come to a nice in between. It's a struggle.
It definitely is, especially like you said, the night owls, and then people like to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Some people are single, you know. Some people are like taken, so it's like a different vibe. People are
for sure
looking for different like Some people just love museums. Some people love, there's just so many different things that people have with the interest. It's honestly so hard to plan big trip. I can't remember the last like big trip I've had with people more than like 6 maybe.
Oh my God, no, I don't think I've ever taken a big trip like that. Maybe actually I did in Fairfield, like from the church.
Oh yeah, some
A
like
retreat, like
retreats and service
a
trips.
service trip I did. We went to Philly. I think that was like maybe junior year or sophomore year in college.
Okay.
But yeah, no big trips. Like last year, Monica and Niha, shout out
to them. Oh, that was fun too.
They came out here last year. They came out to visit me, and like that was just three girls. So it wasn't as hard. We kind of just did like a little Google Doc, put everything we really wanted to do, things we wanted to see and stuff, and we just kind of worked around there. So I think 3 to 4 people, it's a good. That's
like a good, even if like everyone's like different minds and everything, it's like at least it's manageable. But once you go like 6
plus, that's just like
that's a tough one. Like
good luck to you.
I know. Shout out to spring break my last year, New Orleans, right before COVID. It was a lot of us. I think it was like Karen, Lucas, Ramel, Nicole. Val.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot. It just kept going.
The fact that you got that many people to come together.
I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it.
With the dates and the times, that's like props to you guys.
So that was a fun time. But everyone, wanted to do their own thing. So there was like some nights, whatever. But shout out to places like New Orleans. I love New Orleans because, they have like Bourbon Street. I love Bourbon Street. That one spot where like everyone can kind of migrate. There's food, there's music, there's a lot of vibes over there. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a single holy man, it's just
Patty's favorite environment.
One of my favorite environments, the church. I also love the church as well.
Sunday service.
Of course. You didn't mention the service stuff. So what's the religious background then, girl? You a church girl? I
grew up Catholic. Okay, I still practice. Honestly, with the whole traveling, moving back and forth, it's been kind of hard to but like I did do my research recently. I went home for Easter, so we went to Mass with my family.
Love that.
So I did find a church out here in LA, but tell me why Mass here in LA or in general in California, it's at 8 a.m. or at 10 a.m. But the fact that Mass here starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, it's kind of like mind-boggling. Like who wakes up at it's Sunday, I know, but like 8 a.m. there's no Mass back in the East Coast that starts at 8, I believe.
I never even thought about that actually. Yeah. The timing for everything is so unique.
You know what? I realized why a lot of Mass starts really, really early. They don't have ACs. No central air.
Really?
Yeah. And it gets hot, obviously, out here in LA. So the earlier, the better. So a lot of churches, obviously, they don't have a lot of funds. They don't have air conditioning. And obviously, a big group of people, it gets really hot.
It gets hot. It's
so
they
can host Mass after at noon. Because obviously at noon it's like the sun is up.
It gets really hot, which is crazy. Like for LA, you just have to wear different outfits all the time.
No, yeah, always have like a sweater in your car or something. So that's one thing I was like, wait, why is Mass so early? And then I realized people are like, yeah, we got to do Mass early or else people won't come again because it's too hot. And obviously, I'm just like, huh, I didn't think about that.
Wow, I didn't even think about that too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mass and then logistics.
Logistics.
Because if you're in a venue with so many people, like the club, for example. I'm glad they have AC, Let's just say that. Unless you're in Bali, it gets hot out there in the beach. But we gotta get that trip going, girl. Bali. Let me know. I would do a group trip to Bali. I love Bali so much. I need to go back.
You thrive in that setting.
I love that place. Speaking of travel, though, what was the first destination that you traveled to that gave you that travel bug?
Ooh.
I know it's a tough question.
I don't know. I mean, I think the one trip that I can think of from the top of my head right now, it's Hawaii.
Ooh! When was that exactly, and where in Hawaii?
I went to Oahu. I went last year for my birthday.
Okay.
So, and again, I feel like I always dreamed of Hawaii, but again, it's so far from the East Coast to go to Hawaii because it's like a 18-hour flight because you got to make a layover at LA.
Yeah.
Here.
There we go.
Like it's 6 hours to get here, and then from here it's an additional 5. So it was always very long.
It seems out of reach kind of thing. Yeah.
But now I'm like, wait, I'm out here. It's just a 5-hour flight. Very it's closer to go to Hawaii than to go back home.
Oh yeah, which is crazy.
Which is really crazy. So I went to Oahu. Waikiki Beach.
Okay.
So much fun. It's like a strip full of shops, restaurant, bars. The most beautiful water. I went
Wow.
on a boat, saw the dolphins,
Oh my
snorkeling.
God. I love snorkeling is so amazing.
It's so much
The
fun.
cameras don't do it justice.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
telling you, like water that's like untouched or like, you know, usually when there's like less tourists,
Mm-hmm.
that water there is like not even, it's like beyond.
Like you can like, I don't know, it just feels unreal.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a movie that's HD and then you're wearing 3D glasses. And like it's just the beauty of the world and it makes you forget all the negativity in the world. Oh, y'all know what you're talking about now. Shout out politics.
Yeah.
That's boo. That's the tomato section of the patio. Boo, politics, all that crazy stuff. But so in Hawaii, there's like multiple islands, right?
Yes. Well, I can't name them all, but Oahu, Maui. It starts with a K, I believe another one. But I think if I were to go back, I would try a different island.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people do island hopping. That's like a thing in Hawaii. Because again, the flights between one island to the other, like $40, $50.
Oh yeah. Or you could take like a boat, I guess.
I think so, but a lot of people.
Take a little while,
I think people prefer to take the flight because they're cheap. It's faster. But maybe Maui. Yeah, I don't know when, but maybe next year with my sister. We'd have some company after she graduates from UConn.
Oh yeah, shout out to her.
So we're thinking of doing like a nice big trip for her. But yeah.
That's awesome.
I think Hawaii has to be my top favorite trip thus far. I love Puerto Rico though. You know, I love
shout out. You know I love Puerto Rico too. I gotta go back before I'm banned because I'm banned there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm not banned.
There's no way you're banned.
Am I? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up the list, but yeah, Puerto Rico is so fun.
Puerto Rico's so fun.
Oh my God.
It's closed from like flying out of Bradley, whatever. It's a short flight. But again, flying out here from LA to Puerto Rico, it's a long flight.
Yeah, that's also what I didn't realize. I forget, like, you know, when you move.
Being on the complete opposite side of the country.
Oh, wait a minute. This is super far. But like you said, mentioning how like we live in LA and we're close to that stuff. Puerto Vallarta, I love that place. That flight is only like, I think like 2 hours. Because
really?
It's so quick. Girl, it is so quick.
I mean, it is only 2 hours to get to San Diego, which is my favorite place.
Shout out San Diego. We got to talk about San Diego in a bit. But yeah, no, it's so crazy how like, it's all perspective when it comes to traveling because it can be expensive. Don't get us wrong. We didn't come from the richest family.
Not at all.
But, you know, shout out to Chase again, sponsoring us, helping us
give
with
us
the
points
and everything. That's how y'all do a lot of travel hacking, okay?
For sure.
And also what helps a lot with traveling is if you know someone that lives in the area too.
Yep.
Shout out to the people that live there. Recommendations going on like off-peak season too and everything. So there's so many different ways to travel. I feel like everyone has to do it. Like, especially I think solo traveling is
it's a must.
A must.
In your 20s, whatever.
Absolutely. Even like 30, whatever age you are. Because, like you meant that thing that you mentioned, like enjoying your own company.
Yeah.
That's such a good like advice for people because 24/7, you know, 7 days a week, you're with yourself. You could have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, dog, whatever. They're not gonna be with you for that much time. Like even your mom's not with you that much time. So if you don't enjoy yourself when you're solo traveling or doing stuff by yourself, in Indonesian we call it samsara. I don't know what that's in English. I guess dreadful or like when whenever you do stuff, it's not it.
It's not it.
It's not it. You know what I'm saying? So like enjoy yourself, y'all. Have a great life. Travel solo. Do all that stuff. Chase, sponsor the Patty Show. Sponsor the Patty Show. But I need to talk about San Diego because I'm planning San Diego for Memorial Day weekend. Solo trip as well. What do you recommend from San Diego? And you went with a group of friends as well?
I went on Sunday. Okay. Again, it's like a 2-hour flight from LA.
Oh, you took the flight?
No, I'm sorry.
I was like,
wait, no.
I was like, she flew?
No.
My fault.
No,
I guess
we were talking about flights, and I was like, oh my God, no. We drove. It's a 2-hour drive to San Diego. We went to the San Diego Zoo, my first time ever.
Oh,
it was fun. It was a huge zoo. Like, honestly, a lot of walking. We got our steps in for sure. But I think the reason why I love San Diego, and if I could maybe one day move down there, that would be like my dream to go to San Diego, just because I feel like, again, I do have a love for Boston, a city. San Diego is a city. The only big difference between both cities, if I were to compare them, is that Boston public transportation, you got the T.
Phenomenal.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's convenient. It's reliable. It's It's great.
Yeah, reliable, especially that part. LA and everything. Goddamn.
LA, no public transportation. That does not exist. I mean, there's like a metro. I think
it's slowly working. I've done it a couple of times, but it's just the reliability is just not there, and it can get scary.
Oh, it can.
You know, so it's too risky.
Where, you know, in Boston, I would take the T at night by myself, and I'm like, you know, there's lights, there's security people. I always felt very safe, but here in LA, not a thing. And San Diego, public transportation is not a thing.
Oh yeah,
either.
so same thing.
So it's the same thing. But where I feel like San Diego's is smaller, but you can, I mean, there's still going to be traffic regardless.
Of course.
That's just something unavoidable here in Southern California.
Yeah.
But like San Diego has a lot of like towns and like, you know, little, like they have Little Italy, they have downtown, they have the Petco Park, they have Balboa Park.
Okay, where did you stay at? What area, by the way?
Oh, we only went for the day to the San Diego.
Oh, you just did a quick little drive?
A quick little drive. We would stay there all day, came back after sunset to avoid the traffic again. Okay. And it was, again, 2-hour drive to come back.
Wow, that's awesome. So you go to day. Oh, I thought you stayed there for a little bit.
No, but I've done trips there. I went with Monica and Iha to San Diego.
Yeah. Where did you guys stay that time?
In downtown by Gas Lamp.
Lamp. You got to send me the Rex. You know, Chase Travel Portal. Stop playing. I'm trying to book something. I'll tell you, this is a Chase sponsored episode at this point.
It really is.
It's because also, like, I saw on your story when you had the Chase thing, I was like, oh, it's time to get some more tickets. And
no, literally. Let's look up how much points we've racked
up. For real,
like,
rack it up. But you said, so the downtown areas are like pretty good? It's like popping?
Yes. There's La Jolla, which is like by the Cove, the Seals.
Oh, I need to go there. I need to, surfing out there.
What else? There's this beautiful cliff that people parasail. They like literally
I gotta do that.
parasailing. Like it's so much fun, and there's like a restaurant bar, like very social, nothing fancy. And there's just like bars, like it's like a nice little bar, and you can just see the sunset, the ocean, people parasailing, and it's like literally feels like out of a movie sort of thing. I think it's really close to UCSD.
Okay.
So it's like right there, because there's just like a huge lot. What else? Yeah, I just love San Diego. Like I feel like after I moved to Boston, I really realized how much I like and I thrive in a city where I'm like, okay, San Diego is just like, you got the water. The weather is beautiful all year round. Maybe no public transportation, which is the downside. But I mean, I feel like there's always
trade-offs. It can't be a perfect place, you know, because if that was the case, it would be heaven. Heaven on earth, you know. But so the downtown scene, what's the downtown scene look like? Because I feel like you can kind of tell a lot about a place from like how downtown is, you know?
I feel like the downtown, what makes it really cool is because Petco Park, which is the stadium, their baseball stadium, is right in the middle. So you have restaurants, shops, parks, there's a dog. It's just so much to do, so many restaurants. Have you heard of Tacos El Gordo?
Oh, recommend? Oh, you gotta send me the message. Right?
It's like a very popular I think that there's a few here in LA.
Okay.
But there's like one in San Diego, and I think there's
the OG maybe.
That's the OG. I think that might be the OG.
It might be. Don't quote us.
Don't quote us. But like literally after going out, the line is like curving to.
Oh, that you know it's good. You know it's busting when the line is crazy.
And they're like flipping the tortillas.
They gonna quit. They gonna boom boom boom. Wow.
It's so good. So I remember that's like my spot if I have to go and like do a little late night, like get a little something to eat. Tacos El Gordo, favorite.
Okay.
It honestly reminds me of like Nashville, like
downtown. Shout out Nashville,
like downtown. Downtown San Diego gets a little Nashville.
Okay, well I love Nashville.
It's again, it's just open, you know, and
like people are
rooftops.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Nashville's so Broadway's. Shout out like, Nashville. You know who you are. I mean, you know, get distracted. Speaking of that, you know, when we travel solo, we meet a lot of great people out there.
Oh, for sure.
You know, for sure. How would you say is the best way to meet random people or like cool people that are vibing while you're solo traveling?
I think honestly, just going. Well, I personally, obviously, I'm going out to dinner. I like to sit at a bar. I would not usually in the corner because that's kind of like, I feel like if you're sitting on either corner of a bar, you're kind of isolating yourself. You're kind of not giving a welcoming
like presence.
Exactly.
But also you don't want to be like, for their perspective, you don't want to be that guy to just be like, oh, hey. Or like that person, you know,
yeah,
sometimes some people want their own space, you know?
So I make it known, like I maybe sit like in the middle or a little bit to the left to right, whatever seating is available. And like, again, your bartenders are, you're like, the first people you interact with at a restaurant. And honestly, you just start talking, and sometimes there's like people next to you. They're like, "Oh, is that seat taken?" You're like, "Oh no, go for it." And they're like, "Oh, okay." They look at what you had for dinner. They're like, "Oh, what did you order?" "Oh, I don't know, like a shrimp scampi or whatever."
Oh, shrimp scampi, fancy. Come on. Yeah, gentlemen, fancy lady over here.
Oh my God,
Shrimp scampi. Okay, what's that one again? Hold on, I forgot what shrimp scampi is.
No, it's a burger. Well, let's just get a burger.
Okay, let's get a burger.
Switch it to a burger.
What's shrimp scampi though?
It's just like a pasta with shrimp.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I thought.
Shrimp.
I thought it was like some like crazy like this. I'm like, oh damn, okay.
No.
Hollywood. I swear, everyone calls me that too. I'm like, all right, guys.
No, literally.
Hollywood, come in here.
I know.
Okay, dinner, you know, burger.
Burger. Like, people just conversate, and sometimes it's like, oh, or like, if you're like, oh, like, where else should I go? And you're like, hey, like, what would you recommend? Like, I'm out here. They're like, oh my God, you're here by yourself. Like, usually girls are very friendly, and they're like, oh my God, no, hang out with us. Like, no, like, tag along. Like, this is my friend so-and-so. We're here. We're from the area. We're going to our favorite bar. Again, that's how you really meet people. Just kind of conversating, opening up the space, and just making them feel welcome too. Just
having like an open energy kind of.
Correct. And I feel like people can really feel that. So I'm like, I've never had a problem with like traveling, meeting people. I've been very social, even at work. I love talking to people. They're like, wait, you're here by yourself? You moved? I'm like, yeah, I shipped my car. I bought a one-way ticket. And I moved out here by myself.
Respect to that.
So I was like, they were like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, my family's back home. Obviously, do get a little homesick here and there. But it's like the best decision I've ever done. Like, honestly, when people were like, are you going back? And that is like the hardest question. And I'm like, it's a very open-ended question, because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years, in a year from today. So it kind of I'm just like, I don't know. I'll see where life takes me. And it's just, again, I don't want to put that pressure on myself with like, oh no, I have to move here. I got to permanently stay in LA or like Southern California, or like I got to go back by 20, whatever within the next 5. Yeah. No, like I'm just kind of going with the flow, enjoying life, and just, seeing how it kind of evolves on its own.
How it evolves, and like who you're going to meet, maybe future lover out there that has a Chase account too. Maybe sponsor.
You have to have a Chase account.
Like, that's a non-negotiable. If you don't have Chase,
no Chase Sapphire.
No, we ain't talking. That's a requirement right there. No. Speaking of the dating life, how's the dating life in LA? Personally, in your opinion, I have my opinions, but I'm curious about yours.
I've tried the dating apps for sure out here. No success thus far. I feel like it's hard, especially as a woman, like who, again, I'm not from LA. I'm not from Southern California. I wasn't born and raised here. I'm from the complete opposite side of the country. I feel when people are guys going on dates, they're like, oh, okay, so wait, are you going to move back? Like, that's always like the first question. Wait, so and I'm like, and I feel like the uncertainty that I give them, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know, potentially, maybe I can move out here. I can permanently stay here. That kind of swerves them to the, like, maybe they're like, oh, maybe I should. They're more hesitant. They are very hesitant. And I get it. Like, if I was a guy, I would be like, like, I would also feel some type of way. But yeah, no success. Cool guys. But
LA dating scene is ass. I'll tell you, it's booty.
Yeah,
it's tough, y'all. I'm real chill. Like,
I'm hoping if I move to San Diego, the love of my life is out there.
Okay, bet. So
I'm
I'll do a little scoping. So, you said anyone with Chase card?
Sapphire.
So I'm gonna Sapphire. I'm gonna go through every Chase bag. I'm like, okay, I see a guy. He got a suit. It look like, okay, Zara, FaceTime real
corporate.
Quick. Yeah, corporate. Let me FaceTime real quick. Does
this meet the requirements?
This is him. He said, as long as you got the Chase card and the tie, we're good.
We're good.
No, yeah, the dating scene. I don't know. It's so unique. I don't know. It's we talked about it on another episode with my girl Cassie over there. It's a little it's tough because also how, like, even though LA is, it's small and big at the same time. Traffic is crazy. Like 10 miles can be like an hour and a half.
It's ridiculous. So imagine, I feel like I can run to certain locations and get there first. Oh, 100%. And like the 101. What is it? The 105.
Oh yeah, the 105. Terrible. Booty. But yeah, no. With the dating thing, it's tough because then you can, like, for example, put on Hinge or whatever, like 5 mile radius. But then you realize, oh, this girl's in Echo Park. I'm all the way in Culver City. Like that's
the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Side.
And then if the date is booty, You talking about wasting gas for that? Gas and no, like, come on now. That's ridiculous. That's the problem. With New York, even though there's like more congestion and everything, you just take the subway.
No big deal.
You could go to 2 dates in one night. Not that I've done that. But, you know what I'm saying?
A pro here.
Of course. I've learned.
A brunch, breakfast, tea, and
she
dinner
does
day.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. This dating scene is tough right here.
It is very
the
tough.
New age. I think also I want to say it's like a problem with it because I don't want to be like someone that's like preachy. But you know how like we have access to so many things now with our phone and everything?
Correct, yeah.
I think that's what makes it hard too with dating because like you see so many beautiful, amazing people that are your type or whatever. Just so many options.
Yeah, but then when you see something on your phone and it doesn't transcribe to seeing them in person, like this person over your phone, you're like, oh my god, they seem like my type, and then when you meet them in person, you're like, oh, I like never mind, like there's no connection.
I think that's also the tough part too, because with the online presence, right?
Correct.
It's so misleading because people can craft the most beautiful online presence, and then you realize, oh, it's crafted. It's not even like it's real thing.
Yeah, you can automatically be like, wait, this is not the same person that I was seeing over my phone.
And it's also not even like a full catfish because that happens obviously where it's like literally like you remember that show Catfish?
Yeah, complete.
Yeah, now that's different. Like that I think is more rare now because like we're smart enough with the social, the technology.
Because usually I'm like my requirements like I have to add you like on Instagram. I gotta like see what your
and you can look at LinkedIn too now. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing.
You gotta do a little. You gotta dabble.
For real.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of socials, what's your social again? Share it out there. It's
Zaira Zaira X3, I think. Yeah,
something like that. And LinkedIn, of course, because we want the sugar daddy.
Yeah, Zaira Ramirez.
Zaira Ramirez, and you can find us at Patty Show Podcast, PATTYSHOWPODCAST, TikTok, YouTube. We got 60 subscribers now. We're trying to get more. Woo! Keep growing. Thank you, studios. PattySetiati.com/podcast is a website, or pattyshow.podbean.com. All that good stuff. Technology is beautiful, but it's also like so much out there, honestly.
Too much sometimes.
Too much out there. Like the dating pool in LA. It's a tough time out here. But speaking of like the catfish that we were talking about, it is so hard to guess someone's like how they'll be in person with their online presence because like we're talking about everything's crafted. Mm-hmm. Everything's like the best angle, the best everything, whatever. And you meet that person.
The filters.
Like, the filters.
Everything.
And then like just because they say, oh, I love community service, I'm a good person, doesn't mean they're a good person, y'all. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's a dating tip right there. Just because they say, go to church, go to this, go to that, you can never really guess. And I feel like it makes dating even harder now.
And honestly, with the first date, you can get a really good picture of someone. You don't need more than one date. I think one date can be really like, you're like, okay, yeah, this is not like the person that I really want to proceed with. Because I don't like to waste guys' time. So like generally if I'm like not feeling it, but it's also really hard. Like when am I gonna get that spark? Like it's that like everyone's like, oh, you'll know. Everyone's like, when you know, like you meet your person and you'll know. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I mean, it's tough, 26 years later, and I don't know.
Like, it's a tough time,
and I don't know.
She's like, maybe a little fizzle, but it's tough. I'm glad you mentioned that spark, honestly, because I think of like just dating. We've had relationships before, we know each other's accents, all that stuff. So finding that spark is an interesting thing because also when you're younger, you have a different, I guess, what is it called? Criteria.
Correct. And your mentality changes.
Oh, mentality. That's a big thing, too.
So, like, the older we're getting, we're like, okay, we're going to hit our 30s. Like, where do we see...
don't remind me. God damn, don't say that. Oh, God.
So, it's like, where do we see ourselves in 5-10 years? Obviously, like, I don't know about you, but, like, obviously, one day I would like to, like, get married, start a family within the next, 10 years or so. And I'm like, okay, like, I need to be with someone who has... close to the same, not like maybe like deadlines. Again, I'm not a deadline type of person because you should never be putting like these standards on yourself. Just kind of let life do its thing, let life flow. But it's really good to just kind of keep it in the back of your head. You're like, okay, yes, I do want to get married. I do want to have a family, and that alone is like, okay, that's in the back of your head. Maybe you can say 5-10 years, and if it happens sooner or after, no big deal. But like. You have that in your head.
Something that's going the general direction,
correct.
Kind of, yeah.
So when you meet someone, and if they're also like in the same like head, or if they're like complete opposite, they're like, oh yeah, I don't ever plan on having kids or starting a family.
And I think that's a big thing too. I think with our maturity too, now we realize like the non-negotiables. We're joking about the chase stuff, maybe, but like like one of the non-negotiables for me is like someone that enjoys traveling and like experiencing new things.
Correct. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with people that don't like it. Y'all still my friends, y'all my people, whatever. But a long-term relationship with someone that doesn't want to randomly go to Fiji, for example, I think it would be really tough for me personally. Probably for you too, where like we can't stand still. To me,
no, yeah. Like if you don't like to go and like get out of your comfort zone, that's like a big thing. Like for me, it's like we're always forever going to be learning and evolving, and that only happens with putting ourselves out there and getting out of our comfort zone. No matter what area or stage in life, you need to get out of your comfort zone, and it's tricky, it's hard, but like you really, really have to do it. You got to push yourself, and trust me, like there's a lot of good things that come out of really putting yourself out there. And
she's done that a lot. Another flowers to her, doing her thing. Travel nursing, we gotta get back to that. What made you want to do travel nursing specifically? I mean, obviously we mentioned all the travel stuff and you like taking risks and everything like that.
Correct.
But like, when did you find out of like that was a thing? Because to be honest, I didn't really know that was a thing until a couple of years ago when everyone's like, "Oh, I'm good travel nursing." I know, the money good, but also like the travel part of it is also really cool. So like, walk me through that whole process.
Well, graduated from Fairfield with my BSN 2021. Certain criteria. I started working as a staff nurse at Yale New Haven, like literally a 5-minute drive from where I lived. I worked there for like almost 2 years, and obviously where I like on the unit I worked on, there were travel nurses, and then they would see how hectic and heavy and like busy the floor would be, and then they were like, "Oh, have you ever considered travel nursing?" And I was like, and then I was always like, I was very intimidated by it because I'm like, "Oh no, I don't think I can do it." Like I would always like put myself down. I'm like, I don't think I'm smart enough for that. They were like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "No, yes, if you can work here, you can work anywhere else."
Wow.
I remember that one person told me, "You're like, no, you can work here. You work 12 hours. You work really hard. You're really good at what you're doing. You can do this elsewhere and get paid a lot more. Get compensated for all your hard work." And I was like, "Okay, let me think about it." So I did. I looked into it. I did a little bit of research, and I took my first travel contract in Boston. I think that was 2023.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I forget. The
2023,
yeah, kind of something like that.
And then I worked at Tufts Medical in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is honestly one of the hospitals I would move back to.
Oh, you loved it?
I loved it. I mean, I love Boston. Like, that would be the hospital I would move and, like, work there because I loved the environment. It was just a healthy lifestyle, which is very hard to come across, especially nursing back in the East Coast. So I did that. Again, I would take the summers off to spend time with my family, holidays off, and then I would move back and forth from Connecticut to Boston for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, I moved out here a year ago. So I it's a process to get your California license because when you're doing travel nursing, you got to get your license in each state.
Oh, okay.
So you can't just be like, "Oh yeah, I have my degree," and like apply to all these.
Move in, let's go.
Yeah, no, literally no.
Yeah.
You gotta apply for different licenses, and you obviously gotta pay. It's honestly not that hard. You just gotta put in like your there's certain paperwork that you gotta file online and obviously pay. So I have like my license in Connecticut, Massachusetts, California. Fun fact, I actually have my license in Maine.
Oh, so
Maine's
the next destination, guys.
I was actually thinking of doing Portland, Maine for a summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have my license in Maine. I never went, but I still have it. But after that, I moved out here. And honestly, the difference between working in the West Coast and working in the East Coast as a nursing, it's very different. And it's actually kind of like sad to just see how they treat nurses back in the East Coast the way it's Nurses Week this week. So it's like
Happy Nurses Week.
Nurses out here enjoy their job. I am the happiest I've ever been doing my job. Wow. I love what I do. There's never a day that I go into work dreading the 12 hours. People think about it. That's 12 long. And I'm like, yeah, if you think about it, it is 12 long hours, but honestly, it goes by fast. I enjoy what I do. And I love it.
You're helping people.
And I really genuinely love it. Whereas I feel like in Connecticut, where I was working, I was very miserable. I was like, I would be mentally I would not be mentally sane. I would just be so drained. And like, again, I felt like that also affected my relationship with my family. Is again, you're just, when you're draining, you're not mentally healthy in there, and you're not taking care of yourself mentally and physically. It affects a little.
Absolutely.
It affects
your
a lot.
circle, your people, yourself.
It affects a lot. So, and then I feel like Boston, I loved it. Again, I loved working in Boston, the hospital, but I feel like nothing compares to California. Like nurses out here, we get a good hour and 15-minute break every night.
Damn, okay.
And like night shift, I work night shift. So sometimes if we're in the ICU, you get an hour and 15, and there's like a private room, and you get to sleep for an hour and 15 minutes.
We love that nap time.
You gotta get
times.
it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like, you would never get this in any hospital in the East Coast. Again, safe ratios. They never like push you or like, try to make something unsafe for your patients, for your license. So again, work here, it's like a walk in the park, I feel like. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's days where it can be mentally.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because this is a hard profession, y'all. Like, respect.
Yeah, it can be hard. But honestly, I'm just like, I can, compared to what I come from, I'm like, I can do this in my sleep. And I always say nurses, like, you nurses here in California, are very compensated very, very well. And like, if you were to go work in the East Coast, it would be like a big like shock. Culture shock. Because you're gonna be like, wait, I have to do everything by me. I'm like, yeah, you do everything. You're like one man show. You run the whole thing. And in here, you really got a lot of like help, support. Everything. You get your breaks. You get, again, when sometimes on certain units that I work in, within the first 4 hours of my shift, they're like, okay, you got to go for your 15-minute break. You got to leave. Like, you got to go to your break. 15 minutes to take your phone. Like, again, disconnection. Yeah. That you can really get your break. Like, there's like, people sometimes go out and get food in and out. It's across the hospital. Yeah. They go on their hour and 15-minute break. They go and get food and come back.
Vibing, man. I guess I gotta marry a nurse or something.
So I'm like, you would not. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this is really like,
it's the life.
This is like the dream. I was like, wow, this is why I love my job here. Like, and again, it would be very hard for me to move back. But again, Tufts Medical in Boston, I loved it. No complaints there. So, yeah, I would say West Coast nursing is really ideal.
Oh, ideal. Okay. Ideal. Well, that means I really need to find my nurse girl. Stop playing. West Coast nurse girl. I can fill out that 1 hour and 15.
Bring her lunch.
For real. Let's come together, Maybe is there a hospital near here? I don't know.
Oh, there's hospitals out here.
Oh, you're right.
UCLA is on probably down the street.
Maybe that's the best way to do it. Break my arm,
Oh my goodness.
Like, I need a nurse. That'd be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna find my wife in the
emergency room.
Yeah, emergency room. Imagine. I did randomly. This is a random thing I did. I did a lot of random jobs. I applied for this standardized patient actor role.
Oh,
like and I don't know if you've done this one where like you're with somebody that pretends to be a patient.
Oh yes. Wait, did you actually do that?
So I was gonna fully get the job, but then I had to do something else. But the whole scenario that I had to do, it was crazy. Okay, because I had to pretend I was like, I don't know if I signed an NDA. I can't remember because I don't want to get canceled. But let's say I would pretend it to become like someone that had a sickness of sorts. Oh. And it was like role playing kind of thing. It's fascinating. Like that whole.
No, yeah. In nursing school, we had people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Fairfield. Okay. I wish I did that.
No, there would be like, I feel like the majority of the people who would come and role play, they were older people, middle age, older, senior people. They would come and role play. So I'm like, that's that. And honestly, learning environment, I felt like that was the best. Because like it would make you a little uncomfortable. It would make you a little nervous. And then, I mean, that's going to work sometimes. You feel like a little like, under the weather, whatever, and you go. But again, at school, when you're learning, it's like, again, it really puts you outside of your comfort zone. You're actually talking to a human being and not a mannequin.
Absolutely. No, that's so cool. Because also they were mentioning how like it's so beneficial for like the healthcare providers and everything. And like learning a lot of the info was definitely helpful. A lot of it's like memorization as like the actor, because you just have to be one with the patient essentially. Like if I'm someone with like, I don't know, bronchitis and one left leg, I can't be walking normally. I have to like
Yeah.
be as accurate as possible. So that's pretty. Oh, I didn't know you did that.
No, yeah.
You did
Well,
a lot.
that was Fairfield.
Oh, yeah, Fairfield.
That
Okay,
was
okay.
I forgot what class, but there was like a class where they would come and role play, and then you would go in your little group of other girls, and then we would go and role play and figure out how to care for that patient.
Oh well, you also did a lot of stuff in Fairfield, though. There's this thing I had to do some more research, you know, because I know the simulation lab at Fairfield that you did. You did with like Karen and some other people.
I'm like, I have. Like
it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's
it's something about like with Spanish, involving Spanish. The simulation lab.
Is that where it was? Did that involve nursing?
Yes. Something like that. That's what I saw. There was an article about it.
Oh, okay. I can't really recall.
It's been a while. It's been a while. But I think when I was reading through it, it's like essentially a lot of it came to do with like translating Spanish with like healthcare terms and everything like that with different patients.
Oh, okay, yeah. This was I was a Spanish minor. There we go. It's all coming back. Yes, we would go in. I think it was like Bridgeport actually. We would during the weekends.
Yeah.
I think it was like here and there. There was like not like a festival, but like it would be like free healthcare for like people who didn't have any like resources. Usually like undocumented people, they would come and get like check their blood pressure, check their sugar, their diabetics, and they would be like nursing students from Fairfield, and like especially from the Spanish program, because again, majority of these lower income families didn't speak English.
Yeah.
So that was like a big thing. We would help translate if they didn't know how to take medications. We're like, okay, this is what the vial says. It's obviously in English, but I'm gonna translate and I'm gonna tell you, okay, you got to take 2 pills, 1 pill at night, 1 pill in the morning. So yeah, that's something I did. I think that was like probably a junior year in college.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's been a while. No,
it's been a long time.
But that's awesome that you also like, you know, use your skills that you learned growing up.
Oh, and I use them here all the time in LA.
California.
LA.
There we go.
Vast majority of my patients, which is again, I feel like I really enjoy my job out here because 90% of my patients speak Spanish.
Wow, it's in your element right there.
And back in Boston or Connecticut, don't get me wrong, I would get Spanish patients, but not as many.
Yeah,
as
LA,
here.
This area is crazy. It's literally, like everywhere I work too, like most people either they speak English or Spanish everywhere. Like
everywhere.
On set too, it's the same thing. I'm like,
really?
I know a little Spanish. You know, shout out to us Puerto Ricans out there. You know who you are.
So I'm like, and like patients teach me. Like I feel like when I came here last year, like I was like, oh, like I know Spanish. Like yeah, I know. But then when they start talking like medical terms, and I'm like, oh,
that part.
I got stuck a little bit. And then the more practice and working out here in the field, the better I got. I feel like now I'm very proficient. Like now if they ask me like certain stuff, I can really like feel more comfortable. But again, I love it. Like sometimes I'm like, you're like, you can be my mom and my dad, my uncle, my aunt, and it just makes work so much like family.
Wow,
sort of.
I love that.
So they call me like hija, like in Spanish, like daughter. And
you said hija?
Hija.
Hija? Hija? Wait, you said hija?
Hija in Spanish.
Oh, I thought you said hija. Shout out to hija. You know who y'all are.
The fact that you caught on that was kind of.
I really thought you said hija. I was like, oh,
no,
this is a different episode today.
No, hija. So I'm like, oh, I love it. Like again, sometimes I feel like I go into work and I feel like all I speak is Spanish. Like, did I even speak English? Like sometimes I'm like, wait, wow. I spoke all Spanish. Even my coworkers, other nurses are like, oh, like full on Spanish conversations, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess we're not speaking English today.
Wow, that's so cool, man. I guess I got to be a nurse to learn Spanish again, because shout out to my I have a lot of Portuguese coworkers at Meta right now for this AI stuff that we're doing.
Ooh.
And
AI.
What is it? I forget now. Obrigado. There we go. Tudo bem? Tudo bem?
What does that mean?
It's all good, And then I forgot the other one. Oh, bom dia. Bom dia. Good morning. And then they taught me some other bad words I can't say because I don't want to get canceled before my Brazil trip,
Ooh, Brazil 2025?
I can't say too much. On the Spanish show.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned on the Spanish show.
Chase Sapphire.
For real. Speaking of Chase Sapphire, I didn't even go to my talking points. See, I told you, we get distracted on the Spanish show. We have too much fun on the show.
Yeah.
But our first talking point, y'all, uncovering our purpose. We did talk a lot about it, your travel nursing and just nursing in general and everything. But what sparks your the purpose within you personally, like to do all this amazing work that you're doing?
Oh, that's a really good question. I feel like the ability to even like, I'm always like super thankful. Again, I work so many
Mm-hmm.
things. I feel like the ability to just like wake up on a daily basis and like being able to move, breathe on my own and like just like open up my eyes, it's like a huge blessing.
Mm.
Like that alone is like, okay, so like I can obviously get up and do my day and do my errands, and like that alone is like a huge win for the day. Because I mean, a lot of people in the hospital are like intubated on a ventilator. They can't move. They can't, do stuff for themselves. Where I'm like, okay, whatever my day comes ahead, but like the purpose is that I'm healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in LA. I feel like this is the city that a lot of people like dream and like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the city of what's it
Mhm.
called? The city of
City
angels.
of Angels, exactly. Yeah.
So again, it's just such a blessing to be out here, and that's like my purpose is like, oh, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I have a job,
Mm-hmm.
I have my family across the
Absolutely.
country who support me and my friends, and just like there's nothing more that I need
Wow.
other than like my health. Like I like especially now, like again with running, nutrients, taking care of my body, drinking water, doing everything. It's just like a big priority in my life right
I
now.
love that. I love how you have like, I mean, especially you working in healthcare, having that perspective, seeing people like, unfortunately, a lot of people are sick and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
How do you honestly like detach from that and not have a crazy emotional connection? Because I can't imagine. For me personally, I don't know. I probably cry every day. To be honest with you, like like it's a lot to deal with.
I feel like obviously with the more of years of experience,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of just you grow a shell. I feel like it's like a shell that we
Mm.
grow that we learn to like not all these crazy scenarios and stories that we see, experience and traumas and
Mm-hmm.
like codes, like people, performing CPR on like people. So I feel like you really got to learn how to just, and that's like my favorite thing about nursing too. Like we go for 12 hours, yes, long hours, but then we leave and we don't bring that home.
Oh, that okay,
we
okay.
get we get to leave that at work, where I feel like a lot of corporate jobs, a lot of other jobs are like they're in the office but then they can still check their email at home, or they still
Mm.
have like their work phone at home. They can still see updates while they're at home. Where
Absolutely.
at me at work, I'm like, I get to leave it there, I get in my car,
Yeah.
and it's like obviously I still think about
Of
it
course.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
human nature. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened to Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Smith. Did he get his heart
Yeah. I
transplant?
hope he's good or
Or,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Like I still think like it's human. It's a human thing to be thoughtful. Or sometimes if I have to go back to work the following week or a few days later, I can ask so and so, Susie. I'm like, hey Susie, did Mr.
He
Jones
doing
like
okay or
did
whatever.
he
Yeah.
like finally get here? Like, oh yeah, he went home.
Mm.
Obviously like sometimes, and that it's like that's healthy. But I feel like if you genuinely like if you're like, and also debriefing with your
Mm.
coworkers if you're experiencing like a big, like again, like someone coding, someone crashing, and like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like it does affect you mentally,
Mm.
and it's always really good to debrief.
What's a debrief exactly like?
So usually it's just like everyone who was in the room,
Uh huh.
the manager the manager of the unit,
Mm-hmm.
the doctor, the respiratory therapist. um that's what happens here in California. We all gather in a room, we talk about it, we're like, okay, we what did we do good,
Mm.
we did really good here, what can we improve?
Awesome. Okay.
So again, another emergency happens within the next week, you again have that in your head, you're like, okay, so I need to be better at this, I need to be better at communicating, because when there's emergencies happening, it's very loud, there's chaos, people shouting, there's numbers, medications being,
Mm.
and like everyone, like again, your brain is scattered everywhere. So I feel like communication is like very important. I feel like that's always like a takeaway from that sort of gatherings, because again, you really gotta, hey, I'm giving 1 milligram of epi, like this is what we're doing, and like again, just, and there's everything needs to be documented, put it in the computer, legal purposes and everything. So yeah, I feel like again, debriefing kind of gives, it helps wind things down, and again, just having something outside of work to really like release the stress. And for
Mm.
me, it's like running, working out, going cycling,
Yeah.
going for a walk. It's simple as a walk. It doesn't have to be anything
Like crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going for a walk, listening to a podcast. I don't know,
Yeah,
treating
listen to a
yourself.
podcast.
Listen to
Patty
a
Show
podcast.
podcast. Stop
Yeah.
playing. You know what I'm saying? It's sponsored by Chase. Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like it's always like having something outside of work that you're passionate about.
Oh, that's really good. I feel like also that's for a lot of workaholics, shout out to me. It is hard for me sometimes to be like, all right, sometimes you just have to put the podcast away, the acting away, or the whatever, because
do something for yourself.
Yeah, of course, do whatever it is.
Whatever.
Whether it's the walk, I've been getting back into soccer, so that's been really cool, really purposeful. But like finding stuff like that, because we can work ourselves to the ground, like crazy.
Literally,
you know, like we're busy. Like the schedule, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, oh goodness, there's not even breathing room. Like forget. There's sometimes you just need to like take a breath and literally,
or take a mental health day.
Yeah,
take a whole day off.
Yeah, no, that's super important.
Sleep in. You know, every time I feel like I'm very go type of person. I'm like, oh no, I gotta do A, B, and C. But then sometimes I'm like, I gotta like pump the brakes a little bit, and I'm like, okay, yes, I do still gotta get A, B, and C done, but like I can like spread it out. Like it doesn't all have to be done in one day. Like that sometimes I like, again, living by yourself, moving out of your house. Again, no one's doing the cooking, the cleaning but yourself.
Yep.
The grocery shopping is you.
Everybody.
You know. And it's, again, you just kind of got to figure out, prioritize. Okay, so like this needs to be done by Wednesday. So I have to do A, B. Like kind of, again, don't try to bombard yourself with doing so much in one day so you can have 3 days, because then the next 3 days you're exhausted because you did so much.
Yeah. Burnout. Burned out, y'all. I felt it. It's hard, honestly. And that kind of transitions to this next kind of point about, aligning our life with our purpose. How do you stay focused on like your why and like your purpose and everything like that? Like we mentioned the busyness, you kind of teased it a little bit of like piecing it out, but how else would you elaborate more on that?
Again, I would say just like, again, taking care of your mental health, going, like a big thing I'm doing, especially with like, again, working out, running, going to the spa, getting a massage, like a monthly thing. A lot of massage places have like memberships.
Really?
Like, and you get like a discount. And you get like a discount every month.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so I feel like that alone is something that I look forward to on a monthly basis. I'm like, yes, I'm like doing all of this. But again, it's just like a good way to kind of take care of myself, because at work, I take care of others. I can't take care of others if I'm personally not taking care of myself.
Wow. Bars right there. Bars right there. You
and
know
that's
what they
like,
say,
the way you provide care is just like, again, you got to be mentally and physically, you got to be healthy. You got to take care of yourself. If you're taking care of other people, how are you going to care for other people when you're not even taking care of yourself?
See, heat right here. You know what they say. If this cup was empty, you can't pour it to me.
Correct. Exactly.
So, and it's like obviously easier said than done. That's like one of the things I think, especially with our lives. We single living it, our dreams over here, family's kind of far away and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of it's like you said, the go, and I'm also asking for myself over here. But do you have any other strategies that you like try to implement in your like the crazy scheduled life with everything? Like how do you prioritize yourself even more?
I would just say like a calendar. I'm a big calendar person. Okay. Like that's been always, even in college, I've always been this color, or even color coding everything. Like especially like with half marathon training. Again, I'm taking care of my body. I'm like, okay, with meal preps, like fueling my body. Longer runs requires me to have more carbs. Yeah. Especially the night before. Like if I'm gonna run a 10-mile run tomorrow, what am I gonna eat for dinner? I'm going to need pasta. I'm going to need like rice.
Shrimp scampi?
Shrimp scampi. So again,
there you go.
And that all leads back. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to want to eat pasta, I'm going to need to go grocery shopping a day before.
Yeah. Because you can't just get, you could get a day, but then there's the headache of everything.
Yeah. So again, it kind of just like, if you see it it's like in a map, on a calendar, and you're like, okay, it needs to get done. And again, it's just a way not to overwhelm yourself too much, because again, it can just be overwhelming living by yourself. Again, sometimes it's easy to say you're just caring for one individual, which is you. But then I'm like, oh no, it comes a lot. Like who's doing the laundry? Who's doing the cleaning? Who's doing all of that?
And that's, I'm glad you pointed it. No, girl, I'm glad you pointed it out, because shout out to all our friends and family that have like significant others. We love that, all that stuff.
There's no delegating here.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's no
delegating when you're by yourself. You're delegating it to yourself, to the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
But obviously there's also their own ups and downs with like relationships. We've been there where like we don't see eye to eye. But when it comes to single time, because we've been single for a minute, that delegation, that's a really big thing, because it's like the simple things. You're like, oh, today I have to do my laundry. Oh, yeah. Who's gonna help me? Nobody, essentially. Unless you have someone doing it or you pay for it. Whatever,
yeah.
So it's like that delegation. I'm glad you pointed out. That's a really good point. I just want people to drill that in. you kind of have to do it yourself, and it's something that you kind of have to remind yourself. And it can suck sometimes, but also there's like the empowering part of it, where like now you have the freedom to do your things, and then like using tips like you were saying with the calendar and like spacing things out, not having unless like, but also everyone's different too. There's some people that like they could do everything on Sunday and they get it done and they're good.
And then if that works for you, that works for you, and that's great.
And that's the beauty of it. You can like kind of test it out, and that's what this is about. Just test out these different tips. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. See what's works with you, and like we mentioned earlier with the whole life experience, like with you traveling. Like when you first started traveling solo, you didn't know any of these tips.
No,
even if people tell you, you don't fully understand it until you kind of experience it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't just be the ordering shrimp scampi by yourself. Scampi. I'm sorry. I just love the scampi. I don't know why they call it scampi.
Now we're gonna have to go get shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp scampi. That's the next thing. There you go. Where's the best spot? Put it in the comments. Why is it called scampi though? Now I'm so curious.
I think it might be the sauce. Something about the sauce.
Okay, the sauce. The scampi. Okay. Scampi for pleasure, passion, positivity, all that stuff. See, all the P's of the Patty Show. And our final talking point today, another P word: purpose. Sustaining our purpose. Okay. What fuels your purpose daily? We kind of mentioned it around the episode of like, you being grateful for like waking up, being able-bodied and all that stuff. But is there something else that, really fuels you to wake up early in the morning doing your thing, or having that crazy schedule?
Honestly, I can't think of anything. I would just say, again, just again, it's such a privilege to be here. I think that alone kind of motivates me on a daily basis. Just such a privilege to live in beautiful, sunny Southern California, even though it's been kind of gloomy. It's been a little gloomy.
I saw my hoodie gang right
now. But then the weather this weekend, high 90s, 94, 93. Like how, again, back at home, it's not even nearly close to the 90s yet.
Yeah, I know, it's bad. I was there
next month, it's going to be beach weather here. We're hitting the beach. My favorite type of thing, like, a day off. I'm going to like pack my lunch bag. I'm going to make a sandwich, some fruits, veggies, drive down to the beach, spend a whole day, take my book,
a little tan over there. Okay.
Like, that is just like a mental health day for me. And I like that alone brings purpose to me.
Wow.
Because then if I have to go back to work, the next day I'm like, all right, I feel good. I took care of myself. I took a day to myself, and now I can go back and do what I love to do, which is my job.
Wow.
And not a lot of people have the privilege to say they love what they do, which is kind of unfortunate because a lot of people do spend a lot of money on education.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. And they graduate with this degree and then they get this job and they're like miserable. They're dreading their 9 to 5. They're wishing they were doing X, Y, and Z instead. Where I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm very thankful. I went to school, got my degree. I love what I do. I'm living in beautiful Southern California. I can afford to care for myself, pay my bills by myself, financially stable. And it's just like that alone, it's such a privilege that I'm like, I feel like not a lot of people at like 26 can really say and do. So like, I'm like, wow, I'm thankful. And you just got to keep pushing. And
wow, I love that. I love that positivity, that passion. She's living her life, having all that pleasure, girl. I appreciate you again for coming on the Patty Show. Thanks for coming on episode, what is it, 37 I said, right? 37. Time is, 37. Yeah, 37. She was also on my other podcast. She doesn't remember because it was a while, but the Day Show with Akbar, you remember with Akbar? Akbaru, radio show, on the radio at that time. She forgot. It's been a while. All the Fairfield stuff, she just blocks out.
That's a blur.
Yeah, that's a blur.
It's a blur.
We have some other crazy stories eventually, So we can. That'll be a special episode on the OnlyFans Patty Show podcast. I'm kidding. Or am I? Shrimp Scampi is gonna be there on the OnlyFans.
We're gonna have to go get Shrimp Scampi after this because now that's all I'm thinking about.
Shrimp Scampi. But I appreciate you so much. Do you have any final bits of information or like good advice you want to give out there, especially to the travel nurses out there that you want to inspire?
I always say, if you're single, if you're whatever age you are, if you're single, living somewhere, you have your nursing degree, like go out there, go see different hospitals. Say it's intimidating. It's being like a new kid on the block. Every time you go into a new hospital, you don't know anyone. You're always like, oh, are people going to be nice? Are people going to be mean? I still get that till this day. Like I still, even if I start at a new hospital, I still get the jitters. I still get those feelings. But honestly, a lot of my friends are from work and I love it. And they're like, oh my God, you're so cool. Like, you're so brave from moving across the country by yourself. So again, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to just go and get out of your comfort zone. Like, do it. Just do it. And you'll learn so much. And trust me, you're capable of more than you think. And you're smarter than you think. Because that's what I thought at the beginning of my journey. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not smart enough. And then there was like one person who were like, yes, you are. You're very smart and you can do this. And then now I'm like, yeah. Now I'm like confident and I'm like with my skills and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually smart. I can do this. Wow. I can do a lot, you know, like I'm more knowledgeable than I thought I was.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Power to that, yo. Do your thing. Stay motivated. All the good stuff. That was beautiful. I appreciate you so much for sharing all that. Me. Of course. We're gonna, you know, you can follow us at where can we follow you though first? At
Instagram, Zaira X3.
Zaira X3, LinkedIn, it's Zaira Ramirez, you know Correct. What I'm saying? Let's all connect, y'all. Patty Settiati on LinkedIn. And then, you know, Patty Show Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Tinder. I mean, not Tinder. Maybe Tinder. But yeah, all those platforms, pattysettiati.com/podcast and pattyshow.podbean.com. Grateful for everybody. Episode 37. You know, get some shrimp scampi. Treat yourself. Get a massage. All the good stuff. Facials. Everything. You know what I'm saying. If you're single, enjoy the life. If you're taken, enjoy the life. You know, do whatever you gotta do. Enjoy. We're gonna end with a little bow and gracias on 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Gracias. Yeah. So thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. pattysettiati.com/podcast as well as pattyshow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradigm.